All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Noeta. Today's a big day in our preparations.
Yeah, we're going to go over the fuel dock.
So it's an expensive day in our preparations.
Hi everyone and welcome aboard. We are Pat, Alexa, and Gilligan the giant boat cat. We've lived aboard full-time on Nordhavns for the past 9 years. We recently spent the last 6 months exploring the Sea of Cortez on our 57-foot Nordhavn, Noeta. And now it's time for us to head to Mexico's mainland. But first, a visit to the fuel dock is in order. Join us as we empty our bank account and change a fuel filter before our 2-week journey down the Baja and across the sea.
We really only do this about twice a year right now.
And actually, we were looking at footage from when we left La Cruz. Fuel, in spite of everything going on geopolitically, it's still a little cheaper here than last fall when we filled up in La Cruz.
Yeah, last time we got fuel was about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And so it's just a couple pesos cheaper still, which we were surprised at that. So still doesn't make it any easier. How much are we putting on today?
I think we're going to do 1,000 liters a side. So that's, and that'll give us fuel all the way through the summer. And
yeah. But since it is a little cheaper here, we may as well put on a little bit. Yeah, so
what's the difference between our house and most people's houses?
What?
We move and we put a lot of fuel on it. Not really a dad joke.
Is that a dad joke? Was it even good enough to be a dad joke?
It sucked.
But we're going to move our house this morning. So check it out.
Flashy lights.
Flashy light.
Your oil pressure, it's always good. You don't need the anchor.
No.
Don't need the windlass.
No.
So we'll do this.
Because we're not using stabilizers today either.
Yeah, we're just doing that to power the hydraulic system up.
So we are just heading past Marina Puerto Escondido right here, little boat right there. And then the fuel dock is on the outside over here, and you take a turn to port right here. Hoping nobody's in there. We'll see. It's a little hard to tell. Pat says from up on the flybridge it looks clear, so as long as there's not some little guy there, but he'll be gone soon enough. So let's take a turn in there.
I did it. Stern that. Buen día.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo están? Bueno.
Okay. If the hose works, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Ahí no es sistema, ¿sí? ¿Vale? He had a little key that he had to come unlock down there. Now he's got to go turn it on, I guess. So he's going way up there, turning it on, and then, yeah, this is as far as the hose reaches, the high-speed one. So to get to the other side, we might switch to the slow speed, that or we got to flip the boat. Oh. Alright, that's pesos and liters. We're doing 1,000 liters and we're only at 120. We've been going about 8 or 9 minutes, so this could take a while. And that's price per liter, but there's also a 4 peso per liter docking charge, so that takes us to $32.50 per liter. Just clicking away there. Ouch. How you feeling there, Pat?
Ouch.
Ouch.
We're not even filling it up.
We're not even filling it up, he said. Oh well. She looks pretty. Gonna stop us, cut us off here as soon as it reaches 1,000. Alright. Next side. Feel good? 28,500 pesos, just like that. Oh, actually it'll be 32,500 because of the dock fee. Alright, time for the other side. Alright, this is our sight gauge for our starboard tank here that we just filled. So I'm gonna open it. Let's see where we are. Alright. Right about where Pat figured. We do have blue marked. We did a calibration when we bought the boat and these numbers didn't actually line up. So we're almost about 350 on this side. That's gallons. So, all right, I'm gonna close that. Let's back up. We do always close these. It is a glass sight cage and they're supposed to be really strong, but gosh, if that decided to leak, it'd sure be a weak spot. So locked up. Now we do the other side. Ouch. The other tank is almost full. We're going to 1,000 liters on this tank also. So we're almost done. We've been here just over an hour filming this. And those are my friends Edgar. They've been in some of my Spanish videos.
I believe the pump up on the dock is smoking right now.
Nos vemos.
Bye bye.
Hello, kids. I gotta change this Racor. This one's good, so I'm gonna switch to this one. I like to put a little roller tie on there just to kind of hold it in place walking around down here so I don't knock it off or accidentally close it. So that's what I try to do. So get some gloves because nobody wants to smell like diesel for a week. Of course, right now I'm doing a little laundry, so the water pump keeps cycling on. But there we go. Do this, doctor. Get my Racor, which I have right here. I run these. These are 30 micron. I have these little handy little tabs on there to pull it out. Just kind of get it ready to go. So now, I gotta loosen this thing up. Also, they give you new O-rings. These look pretty good. I replaced these last time, so they should be pretty good. It looks pretty good actually, but we're gonna go south and cross, so I just want, that one hasn't been used yet, and we've been running off this one for the last actually 6 months, so I'm just gonna go ahead and change it out now. Everything drip. Diesel's kind of expensive, so I want to get every bit I can out of this thing. Okay, there's put our new one in. And then what you can do is we're going to use our transfer boost pump and boost it up. I gotta go read the directions. I haven't used this thing in quite a while, and it's always the case. From the boost pump, so it goes into here. But where does it go? How does it get to it? That's the part I can't find. That's why. Dumb. Follow the flow. Ah, see? There we go. There we go. Jesus, that took a while for me to figure that one out. But I'm doing the boost pump. That's filling the Racor now. Sorry you had to see that. Just had to figure that out. Again, I hadn't used it in quite a while. This back on. It's simple if you know what you're doing. Again, this is as much just visual as anything. So now we're going to run out of this one. I'll reset the gauge so we can track the vacuum. Okay. We'll set our valves back up. They burped a little onto the floor too, so let's just clean that up. Because, well, I was a dummy. Get some new tape. There. I just changed the Racor. And we have another one ready to go. So if we're underway and I have to change out, then I can just switch it out. So we're good to go.
What you doing?
Hi.
We're leaving on a 2 or 3 week voyage tomorrow. What are you doing?
Putting shit away
That's always a good idea.
with a cocktail in hand.
Well, you gotta be civilized.
I totally agree.
Everything look good?
That looks good. It's got this a lot of stuff in here that I kind of want to do a better job of. Maybe over the course of this summer, find better places for some of this stuff.
Okay,
You know?
I do.
Well,
We got fuel.
that was painful.
It was a little bit painful. So here's the numbers for
Yeah.
you. So we got 1,000 liters per side at it's 28.50 per liter, but they add that 4 peso per liter for dockage, so it's really 32.50. But for a total of 65,000 Mexican pesos. Now it's really critical when you're getting fuel in Mexico. That's a lot. It could be one of two numbers.
Yeah. It's critical here how you do
in
it.
dollars. So if you do come get fuel in Mexico,
If you happen to be down here on your boat,
if you have, or actually you don't even have to be on your boat. This is actually anytime. You could be at a restaurant. You could be buying something anytime with a
you'll
card.
be in Canada.
We could be from Canada.
Well, no, you could be
Oh,
U.S.
in
buying
Canada.
gas fuel in Canada.
Okay.
Same principle.
Well, yes. You want to tell whoever's charging you to charge you in the local currency. Here it's pesos. If you're in Canada, it's the Canadian dollar.
The loonie.
And
the
the
toonie.
and the toonie. But you need to tell them to charge in pesos. Otherwise, their banking system will give you a conversion rate. And here it's $15 or 15 pesos to $1. Versus our bank that's going to give us 17 something.
I think it's 18 something now.
Maybe
Anyway,
even better. But the difference is, if I had paid in US dollars, I would have paid $4,333.33. But I said
Shit.
charge me in pesos. So charge me 65,000 pesos, which on the card showed up.
it was 37.81.
So a difference of almost $600
Yeah.
by just saying charge me in pesos. So that is a big key. It doesn't make it any easier. It's still a lot of dollars. But it's only the second time we've gotten fuel this year. But then we
Yeah, we
started
did it
talking
before we came up. And
6
we
months
ran,
ago.
We ran on that fuel the entire time up here.
Every cruise you've seen us do was on that same fill up.
The cruise fuel.
Yeah, but we've decided maybe we'll fill up 4 times a year,
Smaller bites of the apple.
smaller increments, because that hurts.
Yeah.
That's not fun. But since we did tie up, one of the other things we do when we tie up or anchor is we do a shot. Today might be 2 shots because of how much, but I only poured 1 so far. So this is to Poseidon. It went well.
Yeah.
We tied up. We're still floating. So salud.
Salud.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that's we are ready to go. I think we're going to go tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to start going south.
Let's start heading south tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you posted.